Hello Pisces, and welcome back to my channel, and it is your turn for the rest of rest of the year, rest of 2024 tarot reading. So this is going to be specifically looking at September, October, November, December, and then at the beginning of next year I will do the whole of the year readings like I did for this year. So here we are. I'm just going to pull 3 cards to begin with, and I'm doing quite a vicious shuffle for you. So there must be new and fresh guidance that wants to come in. It's also a really rainy afternoon here, a rainy Sunday afternoon in September, which is probably all of my favourite things put together. I absolutely love this kind of moody weather. So we're going to harness the energy of this watery weather into your reading. As a Pisces sign, as a water sign, you know, water is an important part of all of us, but even more so for you. It's also the Pisces full moon taking place in a couple of days. So it really feels all things Pisces today. And yeah, for some reason the cards really wanted to be shuffled for you. So I'm doing one of those casino shuffles. And of course I've lost a couple to the floor, so hold on. Got carried away with myself there and my casino shuffles. Okay, I'm going to start with a normal shuffle. And we'll pull your first 3 cards, Pisces. What does Pisces need to see for the rest of 2024? What does Pisces need to see for the rest of 2024? I've got 1 card there, 2 cards, 3 cards. Right, what do you need to see for the rest of 2024? Let's take a sip of my tea before I get into this. We have the Page of Swords in the reverse, followed by the 8 of Swords, finished off with the Queen of Swords. So this is a lot of swords, but what I love to see here is that we go from this Page of Swords to this Queen of Swords. So there's an evolution of swords that's taken place over the next few months, and it's an evolution in terms of you speaking up for what it is that you want, speaking up for what it is that you need, maintaining boundaries. But it's more so about speaking up for yourself is what I'm getting. Because in the middle of those 2 speaking cards, we have the 8 of Swords, which is all about feeling trapped, feeling unable to see, feeling unable to move, feeling unsure of the place that you're at, right? And it's interesting because I'm really drawn to this house in the background. It's almost like this is where you want to be, but at the moment you're stuck here and you can't see how close it is to there, right? It's super close. In this place, you may feel like here is far away, but in reality, it's incredibly close, okay? So there is this feeling here of being trapped, of being unable to really see just how close you are to what you want. And what's going to get you to what you want is the ability to go from here, unable to speak out, to here, being very clear with speaking out, okay? So if this is resonating with you, Pisces, you may have been finding it difficult. You may have always found it difficult to speak up for what it is that you want and need. Because these 3 cards here, we're on the eve of your full moon, and these 3 cards are not very Piscean cards, right? They're very air signy, they're very up in their minds, they're very communicative, or, a lack of communicative. Whereas you're much more usually in your fields, you move through life in a much more intuitive way. And you're being called to switch out, and you're being called to be more thinky, be more logical, be more communicative, say what you need, think about what you want, okay? So it's not in your element, and you may be finding that a little bit difficult, but something about your circumstances at the latter part of this year is really asking you to move into the element of air. It's asking you to move into the element of thought and communication in order to move yourself forward to where you've got to go next in your life, okay? So I'm just putting you another 3 cards. We have the 2 of Cups in the reverse. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And then we have the Star in the reverse. So your usual way of doing things, right? Your usual way of connecting to people and situations is not quite working for you right now. It's almost as though your intuition may be slightly off at this time. And yes, it could be because of this full moon looming. It could just be throwing you off a little bit. It could be other circumstances in your life. It could be just the way that you feel, like you're just not quite sure if your intuition is on point right now. And this is literally down to you finding it hard to be vulnerable. So I really do feel like your intuition is speaking to you, Pisces. It's speaking to you as well as it always does. But perhaps what it is speaking to you is something that makes you feel really vulnerable and you're not fully ready to open up and be more vulnerable, okay? There's a feeling of being like exposed here, feeling a bit raw here, Pisces, as though part of you not saying what you want or speaking up for yourself is a method of protection, right? You'd rather just feel your way through your situations, and yet it feels too vulnerable to do that right now. Okay? I'm going to pull you another 3 because this is deeply intriguing. Because you're feeling a little bit out of sorts, Pisces. The feeling I'm getting is just really not being very comfortable in your own skin. Being very comfortable perhaps in a situation you're in, whether that be a work situation or a love partnership or a friendship group, or just feeling uncomfortable in your day-to-day life. So the next 3 cards we have are the 6 of Swords, followed by the 6 of Cups, followed by the Knight of Cups. So what I'm feeling here is that there needs to be movement. You need to move on from something. And that's where speaking about your wants and your needs is coming from. Something is not working for you, and because it's not working for you, it's had you questioning your intuition because you thought it would work, right? You thought this was right. But it's speaking up, right? It's speaking up in discomfort and making you realise that it's not right and you need to move on. In order to move on from something, a situation, a person, you're going to have to perhaps look to the past, look at things you've done in the past, look at people you've been with in the past, and actively compare to also kind of let your mind know that you're not, off on one. You are right. Like, something isn't right with this present situation, and looking to the past is going to help you to see that. And once you've seen that and accepted that and understood that where you are right now is not for you, you'll be able to move forward in your element. You'll be able to move forward with your Piscean nature in flow. At the moment, you're out of flow because you're in a situation that isn't working for you, Pisces. That's the long and short of it. That's what's taking me 8 minutes to say. You're out of sorts right now, Pisces, because you're in a situation that isn't right for you. And so this reading is, if this reading is for you, it's letting you know that it's okay to move on. It's okay to let go. It's okay to fact check against the past and just admit to yourself, no matter how vulnerable it makes you feel, just admit to yourself that you may have taken a wrong turn, okay? And I've pulled you a Rebecca Light Oracle card, which we have here. It says, answer the call. What is your soul telling you to do? And I really believe your soul is telling you to move on. I believe your heart is telling you to move on. There may be some fear around communicating that. There may be some fear about actually like moving on that, acting on that. But I do believe that's what your soul is whispering at you to do. And in doing that, you'll feel so much more in flow, okay? It's scary, I know, Pisces. But next year, we'll see new things once you can close this out. Take care.